Welcome to the Orange County Forum, where newsmakers keep you informed about local, national, and global issues that impact Orange County today.
As you know, this year's been a challenge. But the one exciting thing, I don't know if you've noticed, is a lot of the kids have come up from the minors and playing. Cole Calhoun and, Trout's been with us for 2 years, and J.B. Shuck and some of the other new faces here. And I don't know about the rest of you, but it's been real exciting watching these kids play. It really is. And I was talking to Artie the other night, and I said, let the kids play. Just let them play. They give such an enthusiasm to the game and everything that it's a real refreshing thing to see in baseball. As you know, yesterday the suspensions came down for quite a few players for the drug issue. And we were talking before the lunch here about what my feeling was on it. My feeling was it wasn't strong enough. We need to bring the integrity of this game back. It's going to be real interesting. Artie and myself are headed to New York this weekend and on our way to Cooperstown for the owners' meeting. So it's always interesting at the cocktail parties and at the breakfast and lunches to talk to some of the other owners and what their thoughts are. We are very thankful, very, very thankful. We feel we've done a good job, and none of our players were even mentioned in this investigation. So we're real proud of that our players have that kind of integrity. I've been able to talk to some of the older players, the Dave Winfields. Last night I was talking to Rod Carew and his thoughts, and they couldn't be any happier to see this taking place. They played the game the way it's supposed to have been played, and the record books are kind of, in my opinion, a little, excuse me, but screwed up. This is the greatest game that was ever invented. It is the greatest game for kids to play. It teaches teamwork. It teaches so many things. There's no other sport that you talk about as much as about baseball all year round, from the trade deadlines to the statistics. I'm a guy, I love the numbers. The game's changed over the years. I think it's changed for the better. I love the playoff system. More teams are in it. Gives more opportunity, more excitement, and the season goes into November when it's really, really cold. With the new kids, it's like I said, it's been a challenge this year. It's been a struggle. Howie Kendrick got hurt a little bit last night. I have not even gotten a report on him this morning. I got in late. A lot of things that are going on behind the scenes with Jerry Dipoto and our general manager and his group. A lot of things you don't see. This year in the draft, we went after a lot of pitchers, college pitchers. We need pitching, we need it fast, and that was their goal, and that's what they're doing. So you're going to see a lot of young arms come up, and when they have the call up here in September, we'll hopefully bring some kids up that we get to look at for next year. We're real excited about it. We're real excited about our future. We think that the Angel organization, as we've, like I said, we've struggled a little bit, but as you know, we've brought some division championships here, and we're going to bring more, and we're going to get to that World Series because I need jewelry. Really bad. But again, thank you very much for coming today. It's always a pleasure to host everyone here. Beautiful weather, beautiful field to look at today. So thank you very much for coming. At this time, I would like to introduce a friend and a co-worker here who's done a great job in promoting Angels baseball, and I call him our super announcer, Jose Mota. Jose?
Well, thanks a lot. It really means a lot to us that you guys are here, and certainly the time that you take to impart your love for the Angels, regardless of the standings. Remember, Mike Socha is about not looking at the standings, so these players today have no idea where they stand. All they know is that they're not playing up to their capabilities. Right, Hook? There's a Cal State Fullerton coach right here, and I am a Titan, so I am biased. Rick Vanderhook. In this now my 12th season with the Angels, and being able to go from radio to TV to Spanish to English to other languages are coming up here soon. I certainly have really enjoyed coming to the luncheon because through the years I see a lot of the same faces, which means to me a lot of loyalty. I also see a lot of your children when they come to the ballpark, and I always, and please I encourage them to say hi if I'm on the field, running around chasing an interview or so, and also to come up to the booth. I think one of the best schools I got in getting to the broadcast level is to be able to have the open door with so many people as I was growing up, people like yourselves in the business world and throughout broadcasting that allowed me to learn and be able to be involved, to pass along baseball, and of course for the Angels for the opportunities of knocking and knocking down some barriers. But it's not about me, the broadcaster. See, when I see a microphone, it's about going, right? I want to keep going. But I'd like to introduce two very special guys, and to me, very special because in baseball, you got to deal with perseverance, and it's a lot easier to get an opportunity, honestly speaking, when you are a high draft pick. It is a lot easier to forgive your mistakes or shortcomings in the minor leagues when you're highly rated. And one thing about perseverance in this game and in your business is that you got to go out there and keep believing in yourself. These two players have gone through, the tough time of somebody telling them that they're not good enough at some point. Somebody saying you're the best ever a few years ago. Also coming from the college level or high school, then you face professional level, and it's like everybody's at the same page and everybody's pretty darn good, but they never turn their backs on what they believe in the system and their families. And we're really happy to have Michael Kahn, Angels right-handed pitcher, with us. And the man of the catch, J.B. Shuck. So main thing is for you guys to introduce yourselves. First, what got you to this point? Michael, you can talk about your surgery, certainly, and being not a forgotten man, but being able to get back in the map somehow by allowing yourself to go out there and work hard.
First off, saying hello to everybody here. Appreciate y'all having me. Like Moto said, I wasn't the Mike Trout of the draft or Torrey Hunter growing up. Had to do a lot of my work on my own and try to prove people wrong, but I had surgery last year. Healthy now and happy to be back with the Angels. I know we're not necessarily winning as much as y'all want us to right now, but that will turn around. Give us time, and maybe not this year, but next year and the year after that, we will have another World Series banner hanging up for you guys. But like Moto said, came back from surgery, worked hard, had a lot of luck on my side. And I was very blessed and fortunate enough to come back stronger, and now I feel great. So,
And one of the questions that we face the most right now as broadcasters, anywhere you go, is, so what is a clubhouse like when you know that you're not in it per se? Mathematically you're in it, but it's a tough road ahead. So what is a clubhouse like, the day-to-day, to go out there and feel motivated, to go out there and do your job and not look at the standings?
I think I speak for me and JB as well. We know the standings. We know we're not in first place, but to know how many games we are back, I have no clue. I don't even know if JB knows. Every day it's a long season. You're playing 162 games in a span of 6 months, and it's difficult to. I always compare it to maybe looking at a stock market. If you have that low penny stock, you can't look at it every day because you're gonna drain yourself. And that's how we are with the standings. We don't look at it. We come in every day and try to support all our teammates. We're a family, we're a unit. We spend more time with the players than we do our actual families and our kids. So can you imagine coming in every day and being bitter because we're losing? That'd be the worst thing ever. So for myself and JB, we come in every day, put in the hard work, show up, be responsible, try to give back to the fans, especially the kids, as much as we can. And that makes a good locker room for me, personally.
J.B. Shuck, how are you doing? How's your body?
It's good. Feeling good still, so.
Let's talk about the catch. Don't we want to know about the catch? And who the lucky fan was that helped you out and everything. So tell us, as the ball is hit, Jose Bautista, and you take over play-by-play, what happened?
Well, he hit it pretty high. So, I had a little bit of time. I got a beat on it, got back to where I thought it was going, and as it was coming down, I realized it was going to be a home run. So I just tried to time it. I knew I had a chance at it, so I jumped. As I'm coming down, I knew I had the ball, and I thought, the wall out there is pretty thick. I thought, well, I'll just land on the wall. I'll be able to sit on it, and I'll, roll back into the field. As I'm coming down, I start to feel the wall, and it's kind of I guess, hits me about right here. And at that point, I was like, well, I'm going down. So I just tried to, I guess, tuck and, fall over as graceful as possible. I don't think it was very graceful. Hit the concrete, but was able to hang on to it. And, the next thing that went through my head was, man, I got to get up. I got to throw this ball in because there's a guy on base. I don't want him to keep running. So I kind of get over the wall, and I'm kind of in a panic. And the next thing I know, my foot's stuck in the fan's shirt. So I'm coming back over, and I'm thinking, man, I'm gonna fall on my face as I'm getting out of this. So I was lucky. I got twisted in his shirt. It came out, popped back over, and threw it in. And it happened very fast, and it was pretty fun. Thank you.
See, he added a few details that now I can add to our shows about the foot and everything. Now, let's relate to your baseball career, and also I use perseverance a lot. Obviously, in the business world, it's huge. And relating that to also the one kid that's been told here by somebody's child or grandchild, that he's not good enough, he's not fast enough, he's not tall enough, he's not Mike Trout, right, Michael? So what is the message you'd like to bring to them in that regard?
I can relate to that a little bit. As I was younger, I was ahead of my class, and I worked really hard to stay there. Once I started getting to look at in college, I was kind of told, hey, you're not big enough to play. You're not going to be able to perform at the next level. And so I kept working hard, and I went to Ohio State, went 3 years there, had a pretty good career. And then they kind of said, hey, you're probably going to get drafted, but it's not going to be very high. You may have a couple years, you may do all right. We'll see what happens. I was drafted as an outfielder, worked my way up from the Astros organization, moved up pretty quick, had some good years, and then last winter they called and said, hey, we don't want you around anymore. We're going to release you. So that was weird. It was I didn't know what to do. I was out of a job for a couple weeks. And I was fortunate enough to get a call from the Angels. My agent knew Jerry pretty well, and they said, hey, we like how you play. We like what you do. We're going to bring you over. So that was another step for me. I got after it this winter. I worked really hard again, because I didn't want to stop playing. I didn't want to be told, hey, you can't play anymore. So I worked even harder, and I was lucky enough to get a shot this year. So the main thing for me is don't listen to most people when they tell you that. I'm not the biggest guy, but I work hard. I get my work in every day, and I give it everything I have out there, and that's I think that's a big thing to kind of succeed.
Very well put. And go to Michael, then we'll go back to JB, but as most fans and people want to know, what is it like to watch Mike Trout every single day? I know you guys have answered this hundreds of times, but relate to them. What is that like to watch this show happen in front of your eyes?
It used to surprise me. Things he does now, it doesn't surprise me anymore. Personally, for me, he's the best baseball player I've ever seen, I've ever witnessed at such a young age. And not only is he a phenom, an unbelievable baseball player, an unbelievable hitter, he's an even better person. And to be 21 years old in the big leagues, to be the face of baseball kind of upcoming, I was 21 years old, and you put that on me, bad things would have happened. But he handles it gracefully. He always talks to the fans and the kids, and he's what he does on the field is great and unbelievable, but how he is off the field, and I think we all saw a little bit of Torrey in him, in the way Torrey groomed him and told him, basically taught him how to be a big leaguer, and you can see it evolving. It's every day I watch him is special. Him and JB, the whole outfield. As a pitcher, you're going, go ahead and hit it. Watch my guys run and get it. So it's awesome to see.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Michael. He's by far the best player I've ever seen in person. And it actually surprises me if he doesn't get to a ball in the outfield. He is it's unbelievable. But the other thing you said too, it's great to see. You know, he interacts with the kids and the fans really well, and you know, he's very humble, and that's the most impressive thing about him is, you know, he's 21 years old. He's just a kid, and he's very humble, and you know, does a great job of it.
I think maybe the team, when they found out Mike Trout and what he means to this team, when they found out he only got 20,000, I think they all may have felt insulted for him, and they may have all been angry and unhappy.
Very bad.
And
Now, that
that's
started on the high note today.
that's my theory. Do you have any idea?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Very good question. I don't really know how to answer that. I think
Kind of
if
a
I answer the
fastball to
wrong way,
start
Artie
with.
might come after me. So, yeah, we would all love to, you know, give Mike the money he deserves, but he's still young. You know, the Derek Jeters, those guys didn't get a $500,000 bump after their first year. And even though Mike had one of the best seasons in probably 30, 40 years of baseball, you have to earn that right. And it's not a one-year span. I was once told it's easy to get to the big leagues, it's hard to stay. And in order to stay that long longevity, you know, the money will come. That's not, most of us aren't fueled by money. We love this game. It's a passion we've played since we were 5, 6 years old. And if you put in the hard work and the time, and at the end of the day, the money will be there and it'll speak for itself. So I don't know if Mike necessarily liked the $20,000 bump, but hey, you know, that's $20,000 more than he had before. So.
But not one Angel got tagged with PEDs, which has been a huge issue on my end. How do you guys handle this? How do you deal with the pressure of not, you know, taking part in performance-enhancing drugs?
As far as the PEDs go, I think that just goes to show what kind of characters we have in the clubhouse. You know, we all want to go out here and work as hard as we can and earn it. And I think that's, you know, that's just part of the family. We all respect each other. We all, you know, love each other pretty much, and that's why we don't have any guys that did that. And you know, we're going to go out and earn it, and we're going to do it the honest way. And I think that's the biggest thing for this clubhouse, and that's why, you know, we didn't have anybody get busted.
As this season winds down, and maybe it's not 40,000 every game, how does it affect the way you play? Jose, what do you think? How does that affect? Is it maybe? Can you learn something from this challenge that this is a rare? Okay, that this is a rare, not winning season for the Angels.
Yeah, it's very rare. You look up there and you see all the championship pennants in the World Series and year in, year out, top in our division. It's very unorthodox for us to be here. And in saying that, you see the atmospheres in the Boston and the Yankee stadiums and San Francisco, and they're loud and they're getting after it. That comes with winning. You don't want to have fair weather fans. You want to have fans that are there for you for the good times and the bad times. But you know, we understand the game. We understand people don't like to see losing, especially when you have the Angels A on your jersey. You're not accustomed to that. So we know we're not going to pack out 45,000 every game if we're 15 games back. That's just the nature of the beast. So when this place is sold out and it's packed and the rally monkey's jumping, it's awesome. So.
What's the main factor behind the uniform of having your pants dragged down in the dirt and not showing the socks anymore, which to me looks a lot better?
You actually sound just like my grandfather. That's what he always says to me. Boy, those pants are too baggy. Yeah, they are. It's just the generation we've grown up in. I don't necessarily wear the skin-tight little tweeners is what we call them, and we don't wear those anymore. Most of us don't. A lot of guys don't wear the high socks. I especially don't, because I don't have the greatest lower half, so I'm not going to wear high socks. But I guess it's a part of the generation now. The kids, the wristbands, the eye black, the tailored pants. It's just it's part of the new era, I guess. But believe me, I get that all the time from my grandfather.
But I do have one question from a fan perspective. Last year and the years before that, felt like Torrey Hunter was the leader in the clubhouse. Who's the leader in the clubhouse now?
I wasn't around last year, so I didn't really know Torrey. I think, as far as the leader, it's more of a group thing this year. There's not, I guess, one guy that really stands out. But the veterans we have do a great job of being leaders, especially towards me as a younger guy. They help mentor me. I guess the guys, CJ would be up there. I still, Josh and Albert to me have been a big help. They're very easy to talk to, very knowledgeable. They've been around, they've had great careers, and it's a little bit different. They're not as outspoken, I guess, as Torrey, so they don't get the recognition for being leaders, but they do a great job of helping the younger guys out, like I said, and making sure that we're on the right track and not getting out of hand. So for hitter wise, I would say those two are still a big impact.
I think Torrey Hunter's an irreplaceable guy. I was blessed and fortunate enough to play with Torrey my rookie year in 2010, and he's an unbelievable teammate, even better person. And it was tough to see him go, but now, like JB said, I don't know if there's one necessarily Torrey in the locker room. There's multiple guys, and from the pitching standpoint, Jared Weaver, C.J. Wilson starts with those two guys and the staff, and then Scott Downs, who we just lost a couple weeks ago for the trade, was huge for us down there in the bullpen, and now you're starting to see guys evolve, especially the young guys, J.B. Shuck, Colin Cowgill, Chris Nelson. There's a lot of young guys out there that play hungry and want to win every day, and I think you'll see those young guys turn into veterans and leaders as the season progresses, and next year and the years after that, and those guys will really stand out.
Being professional baseball players, you're on the road a lot, and I was wondering, what's your favorite stadium to play at?
Mine is actually a little bit different. Most people would say Boston, New York, the cool places. I love Camden Yards, Baltimore. It's one of my favorite places to play. It's an old school stadium, old school feel, and they had the best chicken salad in the league, so I love it. So.
I'm actually really excited about this next road trip. I get to go back home to Cleveland. I grew up about an hour from there, so like you guys, I was at every game in the 90s when they dominated the AL. So I'm really excited to go back and play there. So I would have to say that's going to be my favorite one.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank you all for coming. I'd like to thank Dennis and Tim back there for being great hosts, and the players here. Thank you very much.
The Orange County Forum is brought to you through the generous support of the Orange County Register and our sustaining partners. For more information about the Orange County Forum, call 949-588-9884. The Orange County Forum is a nonprofit organization. Your contributions are tax deductible.